Can everyone hear me okay? Okay, just want to make sure. Okay, so I hit the recording. Looks like your midterm projects was due last week. I have not had a chance to grade them yet. I will most likely work on those this weekend and get all of your assignments up to date. Little housekeeping, the last day to drop, I believe, is April the 27th. I just need to kind of like double check that. That's what the calendar said, but just wanted to make sure that it is right. But April 27th, if anyone is saying that they feel like they need to drop, the last date to do that is April the 27th. So just wanted to put that out there. Then go over to here, so to your lesson. So this is where we're at. We are week 10, where we're talking about audio and video. I put a little information in there about HTML video and audio, so please feel free to check that out. Your weekly discussion, but remember, anytime that you can't, if the discussion is not in that week, just go over here to discussion board. That's where all the discussions are for the week. So I put them in some, but not all. So just make sure that you check over there. Most of you, for the most part, have been doing well with that. I just encourage you, make sure you make your initial post by Friday and respond to one other user by Sunday, and make sure you include references, and ask a probing question or some type of talking piece when you're responding to a user. Don't just say stuff like great job, good work, or something like that. That's not really an effective response. So you want to kind of like, start a conversational piece. So, but other than that, everyone seems to be moving along. I will have those midterm projects, working on those this weekend. Oh, next week, next week, we're going to meet on Thursday again next week, because I will actually be coming from out of town on Wednesday, so I won't be back in time to kind of like hold the session that day. So we definitely will be meeting on Thursday next week. Because, and oh, well, the good news is that you all are coming down the home stretch. I hope that you have gotten something out of the course and you're learning. Um, and you learned a little bit more about HTML and CSS. So that's the hope from this course. So let's go from the beginning here. So this week we're talking about integrating audio and video into our website. Now I did actually plug in the the code for this week, but I did realize that the video formats, and someone may have emailed me about it. It seems like Free Hostia is not taking it because of it being too big. So two options here. You could either try to compress the video, have the code up there anyway, and if you can't get the code to work, just make sure the code is there. Or what I actually did, I uploaded the video to YouTube and just embedded it in. So, but that's, one or two options that you can do there as far as the video, because I tried it and it wouldn't work. So it's a spatial issue. So this week you're going to understand creating video elements, audio source elements, test audio and video elements, and making videos accessible. So, a website that provides several creative opportunities, it captures the attentions of specific audiences. Many websites use multimedia to enrich the user experience or provide interactivity such as audio, video, and animation. So adding an audio and video to your page, you have to have some type of audio element, a video element. You do have the option to style that video element and to make that video accessible. We always want to, have key in accessibility for anything that we do. Multimedia. So that's a combination of text, images, sound. It's the way to express an idea, messages, and I'm quite sure you've seen videos on websites and YouTube or anything like that. It kind of like makes it more exciting. So it breaks down the text. You don't have to read a series of text because sometimes that can be quite boring. So, you put in cool graphics, multimedia, and things that kind of like stand out to give people a different option to learn different scenarios within your website. Podcasts, they'd be a series of audio or video clips. They're popular in home, academics, and corporate settings. So here's an example of using a multimedia. This is for like some interesting TED Talks that they have here where you can view on the page. This is like a clear thing of giving you like a figure of that, Right here, we can have some incidents of podcast links where you can actually play that right onto you, embed it right into your website, and you can play that there. Creating multimedia files. By creating them, you find files that are already available. Methods for creating them are the microphone, software designed to edit digital files, which has free open source. Adobe has a couple of programs in there that you can use to kind of like do that if you have the Adobe suite, like Adobe Media, and there's a few other ones out there. The main thing, but you don't have to pretty much worry about it in this course, is copyright and licensing requirements. They must be understood in order to use any portion of the files. Methods of creating video files. You can use a camcorder, camera, smartphone. Multimedia resources on the web are available free of copyright restrictions. Search for public domain audio or video. Here's an example of some specific multimedia files. This is in Adobe Premiere. So yes, you can actually use that if you have it, to kind of like work with videos and things like that. Good software tool there. Embedding multimedia is similar to inserting inline images. You appear within the web page along with the audio and video player controls. Visitors use the controls to play or stop the media, sort of the same type of functionality that you would get with YouTube. Website visitors click a link to access external media files, and media is displayed out of context with the web page that contains the link. Media plugins, computer software that is used to play multiple media files, like we have the Windows Media Player, iTunes, some other ones out there, that you can kind of like play different things within your files. HTML5 has some built-in media support that introduces audio and video elements. You can easily embed that into your HTML documents using those elements. Flash, well, it hasn't really been used in over 20 years. It used to be a big thing, especially when I started taking and learning about websites. But now that Apple is here, the iOS operation systems, they don't support it. So they kind of like it went away. So web developers have embraced JavaScript to incorporate more interactivity now. Java applets, they are pretty much small programs. They create inside of Java. You can, they sort of can kind of like do the GUI effect with different scenarios within your website. GUI is just the graphical user interface. Um, the Java applet in today's modern website is it's been declining over the years, so not too much use for it anymore, but that's what they mean by that. Embedded multimedia objects, flash players, PDF readers, Java applets. They use to define parameters for plugins embedded from object elements. So, and this is an example right here of how to do an audio file within your website, how you would write it out, the object data. In this example, the audio file is named audio wave and it's embedded into the web page. The audio parameter is set to true, meaning that the audio starts playing when the web page is opened. False, you can put, because sometimes that can be overwhelming to a user when they open up the page, this big music stuff starts. So you can set it to automatically play or have the user actually press a play button once they get to your website. So integrating audio, you should have a distinct purpose. You want something that's going to add value and instruction. Because remember, when you use all of these audio and video things that you put on your website, it slows down the process. So you don't want to have too much of that. So you can provide links to musical files. You can have visitors play or download, but you want to limit that amount of use, especially with free Hostia. We couldn't even upload the file because it was too large. So you run into issues like that. So these are some of the file formats that's supported by HTML. We have the MP3, the OGG, and the WAV. These software can be used to convert files to one audio format. I talked about that file compression type techniques to use to reduce the size, but you have to be careful because it also diminishes the sound quality. So you don't want to compress too much. Codecs is short for code and decode. It consists of an encoder, which compresses the file and decodes and depresses the file. Although page load times is improving in codecs, compressing the media file too much leads to loss of sound quality. So you want to make sure you're testing to make sure that you didn't lose what you was trying to, to show to people. The audio element is used to define sound, such as music, audio streams. The browsers that do not support the audio element will ignore the audio tag. So text content could alert the users that they should be inserted between the audio, between those particular files. So that's something that you can do as an exception. Video is used widely on today's websites. You've seen plenty of them that have that out there. They identify the best users of the video, the file, the formats, encoding, video elements. But video should be used to enhance rather than distract from the website. So you don't want to have so much video that your message doesn't get across. So that's what you want to make sure that you don't do there. Video file formats that are supported in HTML5, MP4, OGG, .webm. But they haven't been working on those particular files, that MP4 and the WebM. They were too large. I couldn't upload them to FreeHostia, so you'll probably run into similar issues there. But if so, you can upload it to YouTube if you want to see what it looks like, or just make sure the code is there. I won't ding you for that because I've already seen it and I know that there's an issue. So 3 HTML elements that can be used to incorporate videos: embed, object, and video. The embed element is used to embed multimedia elements in HTML pages. So you can use it as a plugin or like a flash video, like they have listed there. Using the video element. Okay, they say refer to page. I didn't see that one. Okay. Switch back here. Well, you may have to just check that one out in your textbook. I can't seem to find that one. Okay, so the text content should be inserted between the video tags, and that just works just like any other Pacific HTML tag, so nothing new there. Browsers that do not support the video element will ignore that video tag, so you want to text content should be inserted to alert users of that fact. This is a sample code for a video element where they inserted the width of how big they want it to appear on the screen. This is an MP4 file, so they put the type in there, and then they have that message in there that says your browser does not support the HTML video element, so to let them know that it will not play. That's the message you would appear on the screen. So here is the use of the video elements and who supports what. Those dots are kind of small, so just in case you can't see them, I think Google Chrome supports everything. Firefox, not too many people use that. Opera, I haven't seen that around, but Safari supports MP4 and Internet Explorer supports MP4. So just to put that out there. So when a video is included in someone speaking, you can include captions to make it accessible. And you can also have text appearing at the bottom portion of the video. So either way would be good for accessibility. So as you can see here how they have it, say goodbye to high speed prices, and then they have like the words down here too. And you've probably seen that. The caption text, known as Q text, will display words being spoken in the video and describes a sound in the video. The Q text appears within the Q box on the video. So to create captions, you want to use the WebVTT format, which stands for Web Video Text Track. That's a W3C standard. The file is created with a text editor and saved as .btt. HTML track element is used to insert the caption file within that web page. So this is an example of how that would actually look. And then that's pretty much it. So this week you're just integrating audio and video elements within the website. So come next week, since we have moved past the midterm project, well, I would say in the next 2 weeks, I'm going to actually modify your final project requirements so that we can get ready since we're coming down the home stretch. And one of the things that I suggest that you do is use the same layout that you have for your midterm project and kind of like just switch it around with colors and things like that so you won't create extra work for yourself for the final project. That's a suggestion. And you're doing your final project on whatever topic you choose. The only ones that's not allowed, you cannot do a dog grooming website. That's not allowed. Nothing controversial. So anything that be controversial or, that or speak harm or hurt someone else, you cannot do that. So, but most of you with the topics that you chose, they were in line with needed to be done. But dog grooming is out. So I'm going to repeat that again because a student tried that last term and I had to give them a 0. So I don't want that to happen to any of you all. And that's basically it for this week. As I said, I went on and put your, so here is that dog grooming website. I actually the
All of our grooming packages include a relaxing.
So I put the video that way. You can choose it, but I did show the source that's in here. This is the video control source, but since it wasn't playing, I uploaded it to YouTube. You don't have to do this. This is something if you want to do it. This as long as you have the code there. That's all you're required to have. But if you wanted to see what it would actually look like, I just embedded the code in there just so that I can show it. Um, and that's basically it for that week. Let me see if they have, oh, that's the video controls. And this is actually up on the web, so if you want to take a look at it, you are more than welcome to do that. But yep, that's pretty much it for this week. Let me get some pictures. And like I said, please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions and concern. I will be traveling on Sunday early, so may not be able to respond right away, and I'm in conferences from Monday through Wednesday of next week. But I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can if you have a question. Otherwise, I will just see you when we meet on Thursday of next week. So, are there any questions for me?
Yeah, so last week I was confused for the lesson 8. I
Okay.
just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything.
Okay. What were you confused about something in particular, or?
Yeah, because I was trying to do like what was needed to be uploaded on our pages, and there was no rubric chart on there.
Oh, I'll double check that to see. Not sure whether maybe that was a missight, an oversight on my part. I can double check that to make sure that that's up.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. But push kind of shove, just always do the grooming one in the end of the chapter on each week. I think it's 12 chapters, so whatever the requirement was for chapter 8, I'm not actually physically looking at it, so I can double check that for you, and I'll put an announcement out. Any other questions? Okay, well, I'm going to stop the recording here.